Hello there. Some of you may know that I started collecting silver several years ago. But what you may not know is that I've been destroying it as much as I've been saving it. Rest assured, I've been destroying it for a purpose, to understand it better. For the past several years, I've cataloged the weights and dimensions of hundreds of pieces of silver, so much in fact that I'm able to put together fun little trend charts and see some of the hidden truths of silver content in various items. For example, I'm able to guess with strong accuracy the silver content of a spoon, if you just tell me how long it is. I can guess the weight of a plate with just the diameter. I can even tell just by touching an item whether it's real silver or not. It's pretty cool, huh? But it's not magic, it's just data.
Yes, science!
In my new book, I'll be sharing this information along with all the tips and tricks my partner and I have learned along this journey. I'm Kendall, and this is Kendall Writes a Story. Silver has always been precious, but the past 10 years or so, it's been a real hot commodity. It's both an industrial metal, getting used in the millions of electronics we produce and use every day, but also a precious metal that folks flock to in times of recession and inflation. It peaked in the late aughts, early teens, and then worked its way down, and the last year or so has been peaking again, especially after COVID. eBay and antique shops are awash with the stuff, but it's often unclear how much silver is in an item, whether it's a good or bad buy, or even if it's real. Which is why I'm using the first ever book that uses data, harvested from hundreds of silver items to inform the tips, tricks, and trends in buying. Right now, the book is divided into 4 main sections. The first is why collect silver, why we collect it, and why we save it. Hint: the profits we made on some of our collection have helped fund this time off in this career change for me. The second section of the book are the physical properties of silver and how to use them to quickly identify its purity by touch and sight. Number 3, the ins and outs of buying silver, where the best places are, tips to making sure you don't get scammed. In the book, I cover both in-person places like auction houses, antique shops, and pawn shops, as well as online buying like eBay and online auctions like HiBid. The fourth section of the book are the data trends. I'll be publishing the charts and tables with the data inside them so you can see for yourself the assumptions we're making and the conclusions we're drawing. So what items will be included? Most anything that's considered tableware. Whoa, 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 you're probably saying there's a lot more to silver than that, and there is, so let me explain. In the world of silver, there are 4 main places to get it besides mining it directly. The first is electronics. Silver and gold are both heavily used in them, so if you have the patience and the acid and the forge, you can sometimes get good margins. But it is messy and expensive.
Mom, Dad, if you're reading this, it means this rock exploded.
The second place is jewelry. But jewelry has heavy added value, and it's often very difficult to get jewelry at any sort of a discount, especially if there are any types of stones attached to it.
Tonight.
Good gracious.
The third place you find silver is in coinage or currency. But again, it's often at a high premium. There are some exceptions, especially for coins that are badly worn. Those you can sometimes get on a discount, but that's not too common. And even then, most dealers will insist on selling no lower than spot. House items, however, which is the fourth and final group, is really where it's all at. Most silver was made for either the table, such as servingware, flatware, candlesticks, etc., or the bedroom, brushes, buttonholes, shoe horns. All of these also have the wonderful bonus of no longer being popular. Folks just don't want to eat with silver anymore. They don't need silverback brushes. So we see lots of old cases and eBay shops filled with these items. Folks are ready to get rid of them. That's where the money's at.
How extraordinary.
What's more, these items are heavily marked for purity, so in general there's not much risk of it being fake, so long as you know what to look for and you do keep an eye out for the scams. Scams do exist and fake hallmarks are a real thing, but they're pretty easily noticed.
The reflection has changed a bit.
What is incredibly difficult for house items, though, is guessing their weight and their silver content. Many items are weighted, which means they're filled with concrete and covered in a very thin foil, and it greatly throws off any estimates you might make. For example, many items are often 1/10 or 1/20th the actual weight of silver content, right? So if something weighs a pound, you might get an ounce of silver, if that. But even the ones that aren't weighted aren't standardized. For example, a silver dime will always weigh the same. It's standardized throughout the country, but a silver spoon won't. Or will it? That's what this book answers. So here's our spoon table, for example. As you can see, there is actually a pretty strong and steady correlation between length and width. This survey includes about 50 spoons made in 4 countries across 3 centuries and over 24 manufacturers. Even with all of that diversity, the trends are quite clear. For example, if you're looking at a spoon with no weight listed on it, like this one from eBay this morning, hell, it might still be up, depending on when you're watching this, it's a 5.5-inch sterling silver spoon. Looking at the chart, everything from 5 to 6 inches should fit in a tight range of 20 to 30 grams. And we kind of cheated here because this one does have the weight lower on in the listing, so if we scroll down, we can see the spoon weighs 27 grams. And I invite you to go do this, right? This is literally the first one that showed up. I didn't cherry pick this, but you should go look as well and see if this trend makes sense for you, right? Go to eBay, type in sterling silver spoons, and look at the weight. Find ones that have weight on it and see if they match in this chart. They should. And if they don't, send it to me so that I can update my chart. There are some items these trends work on, and there are some items that they don't work on. The measurements also change accordingly. For some, the correlation is between length and weight. Others, it's diameter and weight, or height, or width. So yeah, I'm curious what you think. Is this something that interests you? I'm hoping to have my first version up within 2 weeks, and I do want to list it on Amazon as well as my website. I'm also thinking a starting price of $13 for the ebook with all of the data tables. When I first started this journey to be a writer, I had images of creating really cool characters going on fascinating adventures, and someday I imagine I'll get there, but going along with writing what you know, this is what I know. And it's been a pretty fascinating adventure so far that I'm hoping to share. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a great day and an excellent week. All right, stay safe.